Another team, though, I want to tell you about. Al, did you get to watch any of the softball team this weekend?
I didn't get to watch, and I'm glad that you did. I talked with Bill about that today. Actually, I'm hoping you have some expertise in that area. I kept up with it. I just didn't get to watch it.
Well, this team got their first loss in like 35 games. No, I'm just kidding. So they beat Stetson back in February 22nd. And let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. They won 10 games in a row.
Yep.
All right. And most of those were home games. So they started with 2 away games from February 22nd against Stetson and Morgan State. And then they got home. They came home against Georgia, Virginia, Charlotte, and Pittsburgh. And they won 10 in a row before losing 8-2 against Pittsburgh on the 8th, which was yesterday. But I'll tell you, I watched both. I think I watched Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. It might have been just Saturday, Sunday, but Mark Childress was calling some of the games as well. So I wanted to go in there and support him as well. He did a great job there. Talking about the Clemson softball team. I think, man, it is just so great to see them. Overall record right now, 18-8, 5-1 in the ACC. I mean, this team is not a ceremonial inaugural season team. They're doing really well. They got some really good batters. The issue that they had Saturday is they already had the lead. They were going into the fourth inning up 2-0. And Logan Kamall, I love her. She's like my favorite player on the team. Really, she's my second favorite because I like Valerie Cagle. She's my number one. But Logan Kamall is kind of there's really two main pitchers between Cagle and Kamall, and you can't really pitch Cagle every single game. I mean, they did pitch her like 6 games in a row in that winning streak, so they did use her a lot. And the thing about Valerie Cagle is, man, she's got some heat. So she plays center field. But then she can go in and get on the mound and throw some just straight up heat to batters. And so they can't really get a lot off of them, or they can't really go very far. And they usually end up being ground balls a lot. And so Valerie Cagle does really well. The thing about Logan Kamall, she is more of a Vanessa type guy or type pitcher. She's kind of like the Greg Maddux, I like to say. She's not throwing heat like John Smoltz. She's more of your kind of painting the corner, painting the inside. She kind of they're different pitchers. She kind of goes up and in on you, Al, and then Cagle kind of goes. She's kind of like a drop ball. She kind of just goes down in the dirt a little, like a sinker type thing.
Yep.
But Kamall's thing is she can get, at least for the past couple of times she's been out as pitching. Now don't get me wrong. I mean, she's got a 7-2 win-loss record, so she's still an amazing pitcher. But the last 2 times I've seen her pitch, she's had a hard time getting that third strike. She can get the first and second strike, but man, especially Saturday or Sunday, it was like foul ball after foul ball after foul ball after foul ball. And you know how it is as a pitcher, man. You get up there, 15 foul balls later, you're like, hey, I'm over it. Just go ahead and get on base. I'm done. Well, the problem with that is that she ended up either giving up a base hit or walking them. Mm-hmm. And then the bases were loaded. She gave up a grand slam. Got the next batter out. Another batter got on base, gave up another home run. So back-to-back not back-to-back home runs, but 2 home runs in the same inning, go from being up 2-0 and kind of cruising, having a nice warm Sunday afternoon, to then being down 6-2 and then eventually losing 8-2 by the end of it all. And they actually did at the end of the game bring Cagle in, but by that time, it was a little bit too much, too late there at the end. I do like, earlier on in the season, I didn't mention this player. I want to mention her now. Hannah Godwin. She's the shortstop, 373 batting average right now, a 560 slugging percentage, and a 440 on base percentage. So she's doing really good right now. She got 3 home runs and 28 hits for the team. Looks like she's second or third on the team in hits behind Valerie Cagle, who has 25. And then Marissa Gumbarda, obviously, she is one of the top 5 home run hitters in the nation right now. She got 11 home runs for the Tigers. Was kind of quiet on Sunday. I look to see the Tigers rebound from this. I think that they have a team that can go and win a majority of the games in the ACC. I know a lot of people are already telling me that they feel like they can be dominant in their ACC games, and that they're really looking forward to a big showdown towards the end of the season, April 17th, 18th, and 19th against Florida State. And that's kind of the big game that a lot of people are saying, well, we'll see what they can do. Same thing with Georgia. Well, they're winning these games, but we'll see what they can do till they play Georgia. And same thing with this. Well, they beat Pittsburgh, but Pittsburgh's, a losing team. They're not doing very well. They only have one average pitcher. We'll see what they can do against Florida State. So I'm just saying that I think that the Tigers have the bats needed. They got to find you got to get K-Ball back into that consistent pitching that she was doing, and I think they'll be fine. But it really is exciting to see. Another thing I heard from Mark Childress, Clemson Carson in the chat, saying that he's going to be calling the baseball game tomorrow. Mark Childress, man, he is on it. He hadn't texted me about that. But another thing that I'm hearing is that this softball team, Al, is in the top 5 in the nation in attendance right now. You're talking first year? That's a big deal.
Yeah, I don't doubt it a bit. Clemson fans have been clamoring for this for a long time. They finally got it, and they're out there supporting it as they should be. This team is like really. I mean, they're making a believer out of me. I try to temper expectations at the beginning of the year, which is kind of one of my shticks. That's what I like to do. I wanted to make sure that we weren't putting too much pressure on the girls and overhyping the girls. But man, they have done such a good job, and it's so good to see them winning, especially in the inaugural season. I mean, that's a huge deal. I don't think a lot of people expected them to compete quite the way they are. And I mean, really, if 5-1 in the ACC, that's incredible. I don't care who you're playing. It doesn't really matter to me, what team they're playing. And the fact that they beat Georgia, that was a big deal. So I'm hoping they can continue this win streak and kind of keep going and really prove the doubters wrong.
Yeah, and I didn't mention another girl there, MK Boname. She is doing great there at first base. They have a lot of young freshman players on the team, freshmen and redshirt freshmen, but they're also anchored by players who have been around, like MK, who is a transfer from Notre Dame, and like Gumbarda, who's a transfer from Furman. And I believe there's a couple of other transfers in there. I can't think of them off the top of my head, but they've got a great balance of players who are transferred from other teams who just really want to play on a prestigious team like Clemson. Even though it's their first year, the university itself just holds a lot of weight, especially being in the South. Like we've said many times, can't believe it's taken this long for the university to get a softball team, because there's going to be a lot of girls out there, a lot of young women out there that are going to be wanting to play for the Tigers, and going to be like really good players out there. We already got some, and it's exciting to see. And I love that hill out there. I think it's only like $2 to get into the left field hill, and you can catch any of those home runs. If you get a home run, Al, and you give the ball back, you get a free t-shirt.